Hello, I'm Efnan, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and stuff they are sharing around the world. On Newsfeed today, why the UK and US butt heads once again, this time over the UK's recent tax bill. Making life easy for autistic children, how a specialist care facility in England is using technology for a good cause. 3, 2, 1, Bake Off will bring you the ultimate experience of baking chocolate chip cookies in space. And take you on a mesmerizing journey in the Antarctic Peninsula. The UK has made a controversial decision in imposing taxes on multinational technology firms. But the US isn't too happy about the recent development and is calling the UK out for it. Adama has the details.
Every relationship has its rough patches, and that's true for the so-called special relationship between the US and UK. They've clashed over the UK's decision to tax digital services from April.
Are you going to unilaterally impose digital taxes in April?
We plan to go ahead with our digital services tax in April. And it is important, as we said at the time, when we first introduced it to Parliament and legislated for it, it is a proportionate tax, and it is a tax that is deliberately designed as a temporary tax. So it will fall away once there is an international solution.
The UK Treasury wants to raise over $500 million by 2022. Any multinational technology firm with global revenues over $650 million that are making $30 million of UK profits will pay 2% in taxes. The British government insists companies should pay their fair share if they operate in the UK, even though their head office might be based somewhere else. But the US considers this a tax grab, with Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin threatening to retaliate.
You know, if people want to just arbitrarily put taxes on our digital companies, we'll consider arbitrarily putting taxes on car companies.
But it's not just the UK. In fact, France has just gotten out of hot water with the US. They formed a joint framework ending a months-long dispute on taxing US digital companies.
There is now a common global framework between France and the United States on this digital taxation. This common global framework means 3 commitments on the part of France and the United States. France is ready to postpone the payment of the installments of its digital tax to December 2020. The second point of this common global framework with the United States is that the United States, for its part, is ready to suspend the sanctions during this period.
Other European nations are considering taxes on search engines, social media, and e-commerce. And this video on the European Council's website shows the EU is working to reform its taxation system to fit the digital age. With the deadline for Brexit looming large, the UK seeks to raise more revenue to buffer any economic uncertainty. The US says it seeks a UK trade deal by the end of this year. But if Davos is anything to go by, it won't be easy.
Let's have a look now at some other things that caught our eye on social media. This was the moment Prince Charles apparently snubbed U.S. Vice President Mike Pence. It was at an event to mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. Buckingham Palace and the White House have denied it was a snub, saying the Prince and Pence had a conversation before the ceremony began, as this video suggests.
If you find him guilty, you must find that he should be removed. Because right matters. Because right matters. And the truth matters. Otherwise, we are lost.
The Senate impeachment trial against U.S. President Donald Trump has been taking social media by storm for the past couple of days. And lead House impeachment manager Representative Adam Schiff has been the talk of the town after he got emotional during his closing argument. He choked up while he said, "Right matters and we're lost if the truth is simply tossed aside," calling on senators to convict the president.
Sultan is convinced he'll conquer the West, just as Alexander conquered the East. Taking Constantinople would be near impossible.
Near, but not impossible.
Rise of Empires Ottoman is the latest Turkish TV miniseries to make its debut on streaming service Netflix. It's based on Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II and tells the story of his legendary plan to overtake the Byzantine capital of Constantinople, which shaped the course of history for centuries. Viewers are stoked about the new series and expressed their excitement to sit and binge watch the first season, comprised of 6 episodes. Twitter users were shook when a user posted a video of James Corden recording an episode of Carpool Karaoke with Justin Bieber. However, Corden wasn't driving, but instead his car was being pulled by a truck. Some fans were disappointed, and others said they now have trust issues. But there were also people who replied to the tweet with pictures of their run-ins with Carpool Karaoke, witnessing Corden actually driving. And others expressed their gratitude, thanking the truck for keeping their precious celebrities alive. Now, it's often hard for autistic children to adjust to the world outside of their comfort zone. And because of that very reason, a specialist care facility in England is using technology to make life a tad bit easier for autistic kids to adapt to the real world.
People, they have very difficulties with sensory issues, so they can find it overwhelming going for very busy places or transition to a new place. So they like what is familiar, they like their routine. So the VR sets allow them to experience new realities and probably help them with transitions when they have to face a new place.
When he's in VR, it allows him to focus much more. He has a lot more concentration and less anxiety, and he enables him to experience things which would otherwise be very difficult for him to do. And it's a great tool for allowing him to focus and progress his learning.
Deepfakes were on the long list of things spoken about at this year's World Economic Forum, and people seemed to be worried about computer-manipulated videos of people, saying it could be dangerous in more ways than one. Take a look.
Worries about deepfake videos and artificial intelligence took center stage at this year's World Economic Forum. And an interactive display gave attendees a chance to create their own deepfake to get a better understanding of the technology. This particular software might be giving itself away, but there are many more videos on social media that look pretty convincing, such as this one of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg.
To sharing intimate data about yourself and all those you love for free.
Videos like these led to a European Union proposal to ban facial recognition used by government. But Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai says global regulations instead of country-by-country rules need to be put in place.
AI is no different from climate. You can't get safety by just having one country or a set of countries working on it. You need a global framework to arrive at a safer world there.
But Microsoft President Brett Smith believes an all-out ban would have a downside for the do-gooders.
I've seen in Brazil, for example, how an NGO is using our facial recognition and working with hospitals, public hospitals, working with police stations, and identifying missing children, in some cases adults who are suffering from mental illness who've gone missing, and these people are being reunited with their families. I don't want to stop that use.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Friday. The symbolic doomsday clock that predicts how close our planet is to complete annihilation is only 100 seconds away from midnight. The bulletin of the atomic scientists made the change because of nuclear proliferation, failure to tackle climate change, and cyber-based disinformation. The concept of the doomsday clock began in 1947. The virtual dating app Tinder is adding a panic button and other safety features for members to use in an emergency situation. Emergency assistance, location tracking, and photo verification are the new additions that makes Tinder the first dating company to invest in an emergency response service. In addition to all that, artificial intelligence will be tracking profile pictures uploaded on the app and will ask users to verify their identity by taking real-time selfies. The online encyclopedia Wikipedia reached a milestone. The English version of the website now has more than 6 million articles. The chief of staff at Wikimedia described the achievement as a testament of what humans can do together. The website was founded around 19 years ago, and the English edition averages about 255 million page views a day.
I can monitor crew module parameters, alert you, and perform life support operations.
India is planning on sending a humanoid robot named Vyomitra to space as part of an unmanned mission, which is set to launch this year. The India Space Research Organization said the robot will speak 2 languages to communicate with mission control and possibly astronauts in the future. Cooking in space is not an easy task to complete, and patience of astronauts were definitely tested when they decided to bake a batch of cookies in outer space. And if you need the instructions of how to bake in an environment with a really high altitude, it's your lucky day, because the recipe tweaks have been revealed. And just because it's Friday, we thought we'll show you something that'll make you want to go out and explore this weekend. A group of travelers just returned from an epic adventure on the Antarctic Peninsula. They sailed, climbed, skied, and even met some penguins. Watch this. Well, that's all from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints, and suggestions at Efnan_Han. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. See you soon.